Dear audience, I'm Jeannette Fry, Director of Bibliothèque Cantonale et Universitaire Lausanne and President of LIBER. First, I have to apologize, Madam Minister of Culture and Geeltacht, Josepha Madigan, who had liked to come to the opening of our conference, but can't be with us just at the moment because she had a last-minute change in her agenda and has to do it at the Parliament just now. Dear Mr. Dejan Maslikovic, Deputy Minister of Culture of the Republic of Serbia, dear Professor Linda Doyle, Dean of Research of Trinity College, dear Helen Shenton, Librarian and College Archivist of Trinity College Dublin, dear Cathal Macaulay, where's Cathal? Yeah. Chair of Consortium of National and University Libraries, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, friends, welcome to LIBER's 48th annual conference here at the home of one of Europe's most renowned libraries, Trinity College in Dublin. First, First, I'd like to thank Helen Shenton, librarian and college archivist of Trinity College, for hosting us this year. It's a huge workload to organize the LIBER conference. Thank you, you and your team, for this hard work. It's such a pleasure to be here as we are walking on more than 400 years of library history. I think it is an ideal setting for our conference, which this year addresses the essential role research libraries have to play as society moves deeper into the fourth industrial revolution and a new world of open knowledge. The information and data we keep bears the potential to find answers to the great challenges of our times, such as climate change, depleting natural resources, or globalization. As the rapid growth of technology and data continues, the library remains. We are the institutions which can take care of knowledge. Therefore, making it available and usable and ensuring that the results of the research and education are shared with society at large is one of the key issues we will address during this year's conference, dedicated to the theme Research Libraries for Society. So thanks again, especially our local hosts and their staff, to make this conference possible. I wish you all inspiring moments and declare this conference open. Now it is my great pleasure to give the floor to Helen Shenton, librarian and college archivist of Trinity College Dublin, and Cathal Macaulay, chair of the Consortium of National and University Libraries. Helen, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam President. And a very, very, very warm welcome to everyone. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome LIBER delegates to the beautiful and historic Trinity College Dublin. As one delegate said to me earlier, as she walked through the gates, the main gate, she said, "Now this is what I call a campus." Trinity is hosting the conference in partnership with CONL, the All-Ireland Organisation of National and University Libraries, and we're especially proud to welcome this 48th annual LIBER conference to Ireland for the very first time in its history. There are nearly 500 delegates from 37 countries, including Sudan, Australia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, China, Lithuania, Canada, the States, and an especially warm welcome to the 74 delegates from Ireland. And you will have noticed outside that we've arranged specially for you our local ploughing championships in the square outside. So, as the President said, the Minister for Culture has been called to answer questions in the Dáil, which is the lower house of Parliament. I saw her earlier, she apologises, and she sends us these thoughts. Dublin is a UNESCO City of Literature and a veritable city of libraries, a centrepiece of which is Trinity's beautiful long room. As an Enlightenment library, exploring new frontiers of knowledge in the 18th century, it's an appropriate location for today's conference, which is focusing on research libraries for society. So just to situate you where you are in the campus, so you're in the heart of the city. The Dáil and the political district, including the Lord Mayor's Mansion House, where we're having dinner later tonight, is 5 minutes away. Over to your left is the Cultural Quarter, the National Gallery, the National Museum, the National Library, 5 minutes away. Over to your right is the retail area of Grafton Street, 5 minutes away. Over that way, down past the innovative Science Gallery, which I would highly recommend you visit, its strapline is where art and science collides, is Grand Canal Quays, 10 minutes away. Sometimes called Silicon Docks, it's where Google and LinkedIn started in amongst waterfront apartments, and there's a Daniel Libeskind Theatre. And it's where Trinity is planning a new second campus as the core of an innovation district of startups, SMEs, established companies like Google, along the lines of the innovation districts in Rotterdam, in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and in the here east, which is the Olympic site in London, where the University College London is at the heart of it, and its robotics research. And then winding up from the old library, past Dublin Castle and St. Patrick's Cathedral to Guinness, is the Dubline, the axis for visitors between the Book of Kells and Guinness Storehouse, the two most visited destinations in Dublin. It takes in the exquisite Marsh's Library and the unique Chester Beatty Library on the way. So as the minister says, Dublin is a city of libraries and a city of literature. As well as Chester Beatty and the Marshes, there's the Worth Library. There's the Royal College of Surgeons Cutting Edge Library, where the LIBA Emerging Leaders held their programme took place. There's the Royal Irish Academy. And Dublin is a UNESCO City of Literature, home to Jonathan Swift, Yeats, James Joyce. And there are literary exhibitions across the city, such as the National Libraries on Seamus Heaney and Yeats. And delegates, you have the opportunity to visit these on Friday. And then, of course, there's Trinity and the sublime Book of Kells and the Long Room. Trinity was founded in 1592 by Queen Elizabeth I, and it's a research-intensive university with an illustrious history of innovators, thinkers, and disruptors, from Edmund Burke to the Nobel laureate Sam Beckett. It's firmly international, especially, and I should say increasingly, in relation to Europe, with €100 million of EU research funding. Trinity is an active member of Coimbra and recently joined LIRU, the League of European Research Universities, and we're very engaged in areas such as the LIRU Roadmap to Open Science. As to the library, the Long Room is often called the most beautiful room in Ireland. Delegates will have the opportunity to visit tomorrow evening during the reception, when also Mary Robinson, the former President of Ireland and United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, will address us about one of the most, if not the most important issue facing society. The old library is visited by heads of state and government, global leaders. In the 5 years I've been here, we've hosted Joe Biden twice, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Tim Cook, Chief Exec of Apple, and many presidents and prime ministers. This 18th century library is both the internationally recognized face of Trinity and, more importantly, It's a working library, home to over 250,000 early printed books, 800 medieval manuscripts, the most famous of which is the incomparable Book of Kells. As a major destination in Dublin, we now welcome 1 million people a year to visit the Book of Kells and the Long Room. Trinity's contemporary libraries are a suite of individualistic buildings, ranging from the shabby chic of the Lecky through to the brutalist Berkeley Library and the elegantly understated Usher Library, and they're all open to you on production of your delegate badges, and do also look at the exhibition on political cartoons. So the library contains 6.5 million volumes, including extensive Irish and UK copyright material, e-resources, increasingly UK electronic legal deposit library, because Trinity is the UK copyright library for the island of Ireland. We're still working on achieving Irish legal deposit. I'm particularly delighted that the library is a flagship project at the heart of the recently launched, very ambitious Campaign for Trinity, which is the first such philanthropic university-wide campaign in Ireland. The president and provost of Trinity, Dr. Patrick Prendergast, is in fact in America today for the West Coast launch of Trinity's Capital Campaign, and he sends us his warmest greetings. On behalf of the president and provost, I'm going to show one of the very short films about Trinity from the campaign. It's a minute long, and perhaps you can spot how many times the library appears.
Inspiration has lived here since 1592, and more than 400 years later, it's still going strong. Inspiration has helped burgeoning writers put pen to paper and given world leaders a head start. It has set the stage for budding playwrights and created characters that will never die. For countless actors who started here, inspiration has played a part. Work done in Trinity helped split the atom, battled cancer, and guided man's first giant leap. From here, we've inspired people around the world. But even with this proud history, we are firmly focused on the future. Today, we are making new discoveries and inspiring the next generation of history makers.
I hope that gives you a flavour of where you'll be for the next couple of days. While founded in the Renaissance, Trinity is firmly embracing the future with a new Cancer Institute, an E3 Institute of Engineering, Energy and Emerging Technologies, and a new law school. As to the library, there are two major components in the Capital Campaign. Firstly, the Old Library Redevelopment Project, and secondly, the creation of a virtual Trinity library of our magnificent, unique and distinct materials. So finally, Madam President, I don't think there can ever have been such a challenging and energizing time to work in the world of libraries. In fact, in the age of fake news and information overload, libraries have never been so important. Our brilliant Dean of Research, Professor Linda Doyle, who will be giving the opening keynote, she talks about standing up for research. This conference and its theme is really about standing up for research libraries. So, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very warm welcome to Trinity College Dublin, and let's stand up for research libraries and for their importance in society. And it's now my great pleasure to introduce Cathal McCauley, who's the chair of Conal. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Helen, and thank you, Madam President, for your kind introduction and welcome. Is mór an ar dom agam agus an pleasure dom, mar Cahirlach Connell, fáilte cur rómh Galéir chuig Líber 2019. It is an honour and a pleasure to welcome you to Líber 2019 as Chair of Connell, the Consortium of National and University Libraries. Connell is delighted to collaborate with our member organisation Trinity College Dublin, the University of Dublin, to host Líber this year. And on a personal note, as a former graduate of Trinity, it's always nice to come back to my alma mater, especially for such a wonderful occasion as this, and I'm delighted that Líber is here. Connell brings together Ireland's main research libraries to develop and improve the library and information services of its members through the exchange of experience and the organisation of innovative cooperative activities. It has an all-Ireland remit with membership drawn both from the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. Connell has a strong track record of working with colleagues nationally and internationally to address the challenges facing libraries, and it is fitting, therefore, that we are working with Trinity to bring Líber to Dublin so that this important work can be further advanced. In addition to what I'm confident will be an interesting and inspiring conference, I also hope that during your time here, you will have an opportunity to see the many wonderful attractions of Ireland, from beautiful scenery, unique heritage, and warm and welcoming people. Ireland is a relatively small country, and you can see a great deal of it in a short time, and I recommend you make the most of it. I'm sure some of you have already managed to do some of that. Finally, I want to thank you for coming to Ireland and helping to make Líber 2019 such a vibrant success. I have no doubt that the networking and informal discussions that happen around the conference sessions will be an important part of the Líber experience, and your attendance enriches it. Gur míle maith go Galéir, agus tásúla gom gur bhaineann sibh tainmh as for am bhá clia. Thank you very, very much, and I hope you enjoy your time in Dublin. Thank you very much.
So, dear Helen and Cathal, thank you so much for your introductory words. We strongly believe that the research libraries are able and will play an important role in building the digital world of tomorrow. We are delighted to be able, in the wake of the conference, to discover culture and innovation in Dublin, the city of literature, as you said, Helen, and of disruptors. I'm sure there are disruptors also in this room. For sure, we will enjoy the tours also in the libraries and in the pubs. I had the opportunity to try one. It's really an experience. So for sure, we'll have an enjoyable time in Dublin. Thank you so much. Now, a few words on highlights of the Líber work of this year, 2018-2019. As Líber, we have seen many successes, notably in the area of copyright reform, where Líber, thanks to our copyright and legal matter working group, led the way in representing Europe's research libraries. We could sign open letters. We send out voting recommendation to members of the European Parliament, taking in account the position of research libraries. We are proud that providing text and data mining, digital preservation, mass digitization, and distant learning services will become easier for research libraries across the continent as a result of forthcoming changes to copyright legislation. Now work is continuing with the implementation of the Copyright Directive on a national level. A second focus area of the work of the Executive Board and the Líber office was to ensure Líber's viability in the years to come. Líber is a healthy organization, but in recent years our expenses tended to exceed our income, regardless of working with tight budgets, which is quite reasonable, of course, but may not always cover all the services Líber should provide to its member research libraries in a context of rapid and profound change. So a task force investigated this field and came up with a proposal you already had the opportunity to discover in our March and May mailings and discuss in a series of calls. Don't miss the first part of the meeting of participants at the end of this afternoon to learn more about this proposal. As usually, LIBER continues to participate in a range of European projects. This year, we participated in these projects: Foster Plus, which is about open science training, some projects around the European Open Science Cloud. It was EOSC Pilot, which established a governance framework for EOSC, and the SHOC, which is realizing the social science and humanities part of European Open Science Cloud. In the field of authentication and authorization, LIBER participated in the project ARC2 for training and outreach. Further, we led the implementation of the EC OpenAIRE 2020 FP7 post-grant open access pilot. And in the field of altmetrics, the HuMetrics HSS project, which aims to reverse engineer the process of using evaluation metrics. LIBER was present also in a range of events. Here you can see this one was the EU presidency event around EOSC in, I think it was in Brussels, in which the key role of research libraries was highlighted. Our Open Access Working Group contributed to high-level discussions also around Plan S and provided materials for LIBER libraries to react during the consultation phase. They provided 6 ways to improve the Plan S guidelines, a feedback that was entirely taken over by Coalition S. So thanks so much for also to the members of our Open Access Working Group. Work is continuing in this field just now, as you could hear it if you participate in the workshop. In this fast-moving context, LIBER's Open Science Roadmap is very useful and very used. We have 2,500 copies downloaded so far. Go for it to know how to move into the brave new world of open science. Then we have our Emerging Leader program. It is popular as ever. 25 future library leaders graduated from our 2017-2018 program, and 27 new candidates enrolled for the 2019-2020 program. Together with other library organizations, we issued also a number of statements and manifesto in relation with the future of libraries. This year we work with IFLA, EBLIDA, Spark Europe and Public Libraries 2030 to endorse a library manifesto for Europe. We are happy to see that LIBER is still growing. We do now have 451 participants, libraries, consortia, associations, organizations from 39 countries all over Europe, with an incredible 33 new participants in this year, 2018-2019. Now, as formally requested, it's my pleasure to open the meeting of participants. Just don't vote immediately. It's just a formal announcement. As from now on, you can vote, and this until Thursday, 9 o'clock. So this is enough from my side. I give the floor to our Secretary General, John McCall, for the nominations of the board.
No, it's okay. Thank you, Jeanette. So, as Jeanette mentioned, the meeting of participants is formally opened at this opening ceremony. And just, I would like to make a quick note for people who are used to the LIBER pattern in the conference. Our formal meeting of participants happens on the Thursday afternoon, and that's when we will have voting and there will be a vote tomorrow on our new proposal. But exceptionally this year, we're also having a session of the meeting of participants this afternoon. So at 4:15 this afternoon, please come to a meeting to discuss our proposal. We feel that the proposal is sufficiently significant that it would be good for people to come and have an opportunity to hear the proposal presented to you and ask your questions ahead of the formal meeting tomorrow. So we have 4 vacancies on the executive board. This is due to resignations. Martin Halleck, Wolfram Horstmann and Matthias van Ottegem have all resigned. Wolfram and Matthias as of this meeting, and Martin resigned earlier in the year. And also Andris Vilks from the National Library of Latvia has reached the end of his term of office on the board. So we have 4 vacancies. But we have 11 nominations, which is wonderful to have so many. Dr. Andreas Brandner, University Library of Freie Universität Berlin, Germany. Dr. Paolo Budroni, Vienna University Library and Archive Services, Austria. Maria Casella, Biblioteca Norberto Biblio, Università di Torino, Italy. Ms. Monica Crump, National University of Ireland, Galway, Ireland. Ms. Gyöngy Karaksoni, University and National Library, University of Debrecen, Hungary. Haile Kautanen, Finnish Literature Society, Finland. Dr. Birgit Schmidt, Göttingen State and University Library, Germany. Mrs. Hanna Graver-Møvig, University of Oslo, Norway. Dr. Adam Sofronijevic, University of Belgrade, Serbia. Dr. Hilde van Wijngaarden, Vrije Universiteit Amsterdam, the Netherlands. And Andras Hall, Library and Information Center, Hungarian Academy of Sciences, Hungary. So 11 candidates. So those of you with voting rights, please ensure that you pick up your closed ballot paper. You can vote only 4 times. And as Jeanette said, you must vote by 9 a.m. tomorrow at the Liber desk. And we will announce the results of the vote at the meeting of participants tomorrow. And I'm grateful to tellers. I have successfully appointed 3 tellers to help with the count. Josette Torn from European University Institute, Italy. Liz Waller, University of Durham, United Kingdom, and Colette McKenna, University College Cork, Ireland, who will be assisting me in the counting. And there could be quite a lot of counting to do. I should also announce that 2 members of our executive board have reached their initial term of office, which is 2 years, and have declared themselves willing to stand again for a second term. That's Dr. Bertel Dork from University of Southern Denmark, and Ms. Agnes Ponsati Obiols from the Spanish National Research Council. And tomorrow at the meeting of participants, I will be asking the meeting to approve or give its vote on the reappointment of those 2 members of the board. Thank you.
So I shortly take over because we have also to reappoint John McCall, whom you just heard, who is our Secretary General, who is eager to continue also, and he also have to be approved by meeting of participants tomorrow. Voila, so we are at the end of procedures things. I can hand over to Julien for his report of the conference program committee.
So, dear colleagues, it's my pleasure to give this report to you as chair of the Conference Program Committee. You have here a few figures about the LIBER 2019 conference. So we have nearly 500 delegates. It's the most numerous conference we ever had for LIBER. So we are very proud of that. We have one crowd connected by live streaming. So you got here the address for live streaming. 33 countries represented, 39 volunteers in the local organization team, the wonderful team in charge of this wonderful venue and this incredible conference. We have a bit less than 200 abstracts received and 52 accepted. So you see that the rate of acceptation is rather low. It means that it was very competitive, and we have hopefully wonderful papers you will be able to listen to in the coming hours and the coming days. And 32 members of the conference are members of a program committee. It means it's not only a few people around the vice president of LIBER, but it's a large community in charge of it. So and a few sketches from the venue itself. I would like also to mention that we will have a live visual report tomorrow by Elko, who will be walking around the venue in the coming hours and the coming days, and make some drawings, some sketches of different situations, and maybe start conversation with you to have your feedback about the conference, and we will insert them tomorrow during the meeting of participants as an original feedback of the flavor of the conference itself. Please join the discussion. We have many tools and many means for you to join the discussion. First, we have a Twitter. You have it on the screen. Use it as much as you want. If you have any question, you can go to the LIBER desk near to the registration desk of the conference. All the LIBER office will be there. Atina and other members of the team, very happy to help you in any difficulty you would face. If you have any feedback, please share it via the post-conference survey. You got the address there. We will probably resend it after the conference, but you will be able, just after the closing of the conference, if you are in a hurry, to complete the survey online. And we also will put all the presentations on the Zenodo platform. You got the address there. I would like to make a few extra announcements. Some of them are connected to housekeeping. Very shortly, you are in a large amphitheater, so please do note the fire exits at the exits of the room. Volunteer will be on hand to assist with any emergencies. When you're leaving a room, please use all the exits of a room. We got a lift just outside the entrance to the right of the stage as you look at the stage. And please, you delegates, you can sign up for tours of the old library at any time at the registration desk as part of a welcome reception on Thursday evening. So it comes now to our sponsors. So we are delighted to acknowledge our LIBER Gold sponsors, silver sponsors, as well as our principal and executive sponsors and partners. Please do come to the exhibition area and see them as they stand with some fantastic and new initiative products and services within the market. This event would not be a success without the support and the contribution of our industry partners. So we got, can you display the partners again? Yeah, thank you. So we got gold partners, Ex Libris, a ProQuest company, and EBSCO. We got 3 silver partners, Retro News, Open Edition, and Digital Science. And we got many other partners, principal local partners, Elsevier, Emerald, Frontier, and Innovative. Executive local partners, ACS, CCS, Faculty of 1000, Figshare, Killings, Glenbane, I3E, ProQuest, Springer Nature, Statista, and Ubiquity Press. And you got also supporting local partners, ABES, AccuComms, Affluence, Bloomsbury Digital Resources, Cambridge University Press, EDP Science, Overleaf, Royal Society of Chemistry, Sage Publishing, SpringShare, Taylor and Francis, and Zutshell Digital. And some virtual partners, Casalini Libri from Italy and MDPI. So thanks again to all the sponsors. That's the end of my presentation. And now it's time to start the real scientific part of our conference. It's my pleasure to invite our keynote speaker, Linda Doyle, who has been before director of the Connect SFI Research Center, National Research Center focused on future networks and communication, and who is now a professor of engineering and the arts at Trinity College Dublin, and also Dean of Research at Trinity College Dublin. She will give a speech regarding research for society, the new world of public engagement, citizen science, community, and civic action. So, Linda, the floor is yours. Thanks.